Before we begin, can everybody please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk treasurer take the roll?
Yes, Bob.
Here.
Mary.
Here.
Steve.
Present.
Alan.
Here. The first item of business is the additional appropriations for the 2021 budget. I need a, actually I'm going to need, okay. We'll open the floor for the public hearing for the additional appropriations of the 2021 budget. Yes.
Each year, units are allowed to seek additional appropriations when there is new revenue and or changes from when the budget was submitted. You remember, we do our budgets from July through December, so it's an 18-month cycle, so things are constantly changing. When we submitted our budget last year, we were undergoing revenue losses from certain things. We submitted our budgets. DLGF, Department of Local Government Finance, made some further adjustments based on our cash balances as of that time. So they reduced our projections. We knew our cash balances, our final fund balances as of December 31st would be better. So once those were in place, we then went through the exercise. The clerk's office, there's a formula, if you will. You go through and you come up with the different numbers, and the clerk's office and myself spend a lot of time going through the different funds. There's two types of additional appropriations, or there's two types of funds. There is the reporting funds, which is what these are. They have to get approved by, we go through it, and those are the tax-supported ones in some fashion, typically the ones that you publish and report. Then there's the locally approved ones, which are some of the smaller funds. And do we have any of these in here, Deb? I didn't look.
And what time I wasn't here, and I thought the recorder was having a problem.
So I think they're pretty self-explanatory. They repair the reductions that we had to make. They take into account the money needed for the full-time fire chief and the fact that you'll have a town manager versus me as a consultant, and we believe we've got everything right in both police departments.
We also sat down with each department head, Jackie and I did, and they sent us everything that they needed for their additionals. We put in an additional also for the new fire chief for $100,000, so he'd have adequate money to work with when he takes over.
Okay.
And, we talked with Joe, both Jackie and I, about that when we did part of his paperwork.
Anything else, Tom?
No, I wasn't. I'm done now.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and adopt.
Well, you got to ask for get public comment first.
Yeah, we got
Three times.
Do we have any public comment regarding appropriations? Any comment regarding public appropriations? Any comment regarding public appropriations? Hearing none, now I can
close the public hearing and call for a motion.
I'll close the public hearing, call for a motion.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and adopt ordinance number 2021-10 on the first and second reading.
Do I have a
We have to
second?
do one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
cannot
have a
do
motion
two.
to suspend the rules on, so just make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to adopt 2021-10 on first reading.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Will the clerk take the roll?
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and take a second reading?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and for a second reading.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk take the roll?
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye.
Thank you. I will be
Motion
working
carries
on
four-
those first thing in the morning
Okay,
to put them into Gateway.
thank you. Motion carries 4-0. Next, do I have any citizen input?
Just a point of order, I believe that last one was just a motion and a ruling to waive for the second reading. We have to do another motion to pass it on the second reading.
I took the motion as to suspend and to adopt. Was it just to
Was it?
suspend?
I thought it was just to,
You made the motion.
Yes.
So, okay, then we should have another motion to adopt on second.
Okay.
reading.
I'll make that motion to adopt it on the second reading.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Will the clerk take the roll?
Bob? Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, citizen input. Do we have any citizen input? Oh, please step forward, state your name and address. Next, we'll move to consent agenda. I need a motion to accept the consent agenda, which includes claims of $946,536.12, the Summerfest contract with JRT Sound and Lighting, and Resolution 2021-19 transfer of funds.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion?
Do we have a contract submitted for JRT Sound and Lighting and the total cost for that agreement?
Yeah, should be
In the packet.
in the
Okay, I'm
packet.
looking for it.
What's the amount?
Yes. Oh, I got it.
Same.
You guys do.
So the total is for 5,500?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk take the roll?
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, announcements. We have the Law Enforcement Memorial Service, May 17th, 2021, 5 p.m. at the Police Department. The public is welcome and encouraged to come. There's also going to be a memorial service for Anton of the Safety Village Board. Debbie, do you know anything about that?
Yes, I gave Jess the hours are from 1 to 3. Anton was a Dyer resident and always was part of the Safety Village for the construction of it. And he has left something for the Safety Village. That's why they're doing the memorial there. But nobody knows what it is.
Okay.
So, but the service will start at 1:30
What day is it then?
Saturday.
You want to do that now? Or do you read?
Yes. I'd also like to announce that Teacher Appreciation Week was last week, so we appreciate all of our teachers. Thank you for your hard working, and especially through this year. Thank you.
Next, we have reports. Town Council, Councilman Starkey. Councilmember Tans.
Worked diligently this morning with Dyer and Bloom, and we make the EMS building a little bit better to look at. So I hope you enjoy your time. We really appreciate the hard work of Dyer and Bloom.
Thank you. Councilman Kramer.
A couple items. First, I want to recognize Eric Schultz. He had to put his resignation in. Councilman Schultz was elected about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. Did a great job. A young, smart, and intelligent family guy. Had several kids in town, participated in not only all the sports, helped create the disability board, and move forward with a lot of other items. So I will be missing him, and I hope to look for him in the future. Having said that, I appreciate the attorney providing the information for the state law on the resignation requirement and replacement. I'll be happy to announce, hopefully by next meeting, and introduce everyone to our replacement for Councilman Eric Schultz. You will be pleasantly surprised and happy, guaranteed. Thank you, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Clerk's report.
Yes, I have some donations, $25 to the fire chief and $65 to the K-9. So I'd like a motion for you to accept those donations.
Do I have a motion to accept the
I'll
donations?
make that motion.
Do I have a second? Will the clerk take the roll?
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye.
I'd
Motion-
also like to report that with Steve's comments, I did receive from the county clerks the filing of Eric's resignation. There was just a typo in it. He had Thursday, May 7th, but it was actually Friday that he did it. But it was just a typo in his letter. And it was filed out at the clerk's office on May 7th at 10:19 a.m. So it is in the town's records.
I would accept that as a matter of record.
Okay, we will accept the clerk's information there as a matter of record.
And the only reason we're doing that is because the only legal notice required to be filed is with county, so this just puts the official document in the town's record.
Okay. Town attorney report. Oh, yeah, excuse
I
me.
have nothing other than what's here.
Okay, town attorney.
Yes, I had sent you my proposed fees for the GO bond from last year, but I don't see it in the agenda packet, so if we could just put it on the next regular meeting, I would appreciate
For the
that,
June meeting.
or whenever you meet next.
Okay.
I have nothing beyond that.
All right, thank you. Boards and commissions, Chief Hein.
You want me going to boards and commissions?
Well, let's go back. Let's start with Frank.
Okay.
While we continue on the water side, for the utility board on the water side, we continue making progress on the 2020 water bond issue core project. Our emergency interconnect at 77th Avenue in Sherrville, as well as our redundant distribution line from Calumet down to 213th Street, as well as the improvements at the booster station are all set to hopefully begin construction in the next month. The ones that are projects, Island, as well as progressing engineering design. Staff, engineers, counterparts in Munster, met at the town hall. Productive conversation, providing additional information to each other. To keep us, 30 to 60 days will be out for bid. And on the sanitary side, process removal project, hopefully in the next month. So Jeff, I believe correctly, is going to begin construction finally on that project. And hopefully in the fall. So that project fall is slightly under budget. Infiltration inflow project, mitigation project that we're currently conducting. Again, there's a number of parallel efforts and solutions to that are currently underway. And hopefully in the upcoming month or so, we'll have much more substantive updates. There's a lot of movement on
Okay.
that project situation. So I have, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, department heads, Chief Hein.
Thank you. Assistant Chief Alcott will give the activity for April.
April 2021, it had 829 incidents, 46 arrests, 31 accidents, 279 citations, 400 warnings, and 26 ordinance violations.
Thank you.
Programs we're working on. We have hosted a drone class approximately 2 weeks ago from various police and fire agencies around the area. We have 2 officers that completed that course. One has since taken the required test and is certified. The other one will take it in the next week or so. So we should have a drone program up, and our target date is for Summerfest so that we can utilize it. Body cam program, final equipment arrived this week. Attorney's working on a resolution for our general order that should be approved on the May 20th commission meeting. The weeks to follow will be training and some test and pilot program, and it should be fully launched by June 1st. We'll make sure we definitely keep you updated on that. The Times actually wanted to come out when we're ready to launch and do a little story on the first deployment of the body cams. Not that it is in town, but it will affect town May 17th to July 1st. There'll be restricted lanes on 101st between Sheffield and Calumet. So it will definitely impede some traffic that'll be flowing through town. County is in charge of that. We're just putting the notice out on our Facebook and social media to alert the drivers that will be utilizing local roads. We had a meeting Monday with our SRO supervisors, and we've kind of laid out the plan for summer. We're going to actively see the school resource officers once school is out back here in Dyer on bikes in the parks, assisting with some of the programs that are already scheduled. And we also are a go for August 3rd for National Night Out to bring it back to in person, and we'll start the planning phase of that. That's all.
Thank you very much. Jeff, Public Works.
Just a few things. The emergency signal lights that are going in front of the fire station on Hart Street, as well as the new fire station on 213th, should be delivered early July. So you should start seeing some preliminary work this upcoming month in June. So again, that's good to have. As Frank said before, the phosphorus project is going to be beginning construction the first week of June. So again, completion should be hopefully at the end of September. And then the last thing is we're continuing to update signs throughout the town, taking old signs down, replace them with proper, reflectivity and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of those changes throughout the next, few months. That's it.
All right, thank you. Mike, Parks Department.
At our last park meeting, Park Board awarded the bid for the Autumn Chase Park improvement. Gary's Material Supply was the lowest bidder at $251,000. So that is that project's with IDNR Land and Water Grant. We're still waiting for the federal approval from their end, but from talking with them, everything should be a go by July. Prices for the current bid will be 90 days. Will be held for. So we're looking to officially start that project as soon as we get the federal approval, and it will be this summer, later this summer. So that'll be the 9th park improvement project we've done so far. So it would be good to get Autumn Chase improved and off our list. And then our next phase for the Central Park North End project and parking lot. We initially had that for May 10th for the bid, but we moved it to the 25th of May to give a little more time for the bidders. We've had seven CDs picked up, so we should get some competitive bids on there. So we'll have more for the next go round of meetings in June.
And that should be done this year?
That's the plan. Yeah,
okay.
That's the plan. Once we get the numbers back, I'll review it with Tom and bring a report later on.
It's an RDC project, most of it.
This Saturday over at Pheasant Hills Park, we have our first inaugural spring fling event. We didn't have a craft fair over at the school last year, at Kaler School, so we're doing it outside. We have 65 vendors and food trucks as well, but it'll be over at Pheasant Hill on Saturday morning. And then our first community market is June 1st of 8. They'll also be at Pheasant Hills. And then we just have registration ongoing for summer programs, summer camp, and all various summer programs. And that's all.
Thank you. Road projects, Neil.
Evening.
Good evening.
We have the CCMG 2020-1. That project is on schedule and proceeding. The 2022 resurfacing projects, we have the contracts completed, and we'll be pursuing that to be completed in 2021. The 2021-1 is on schedule to be bid and award compliant with the NDOT requirements on that. And we're working with Tom to get all the contract documents prepared and returned back to NDOT so we can receive those funds after we bid and award. That'll probably be July or August, and that'll be a 2022 contract construction season completion. Harrison, we had a few issues with reviewing the asphalt cores with the contractor. So when we prepare that PO consistent with maintaining the costs that we worked through with Reith Riley to extend their bids, we'll bring that back to you at your next meeting in June and coordinate with Tom's office at that time to prepare that PO. The additional possible federal grant funds that we looked at of 670,000 in that area, the contractor has some concerns in terms of increased costs due to the recent pipeline issues. And I need to work with Adam and Tom on that, because in my understanding, and I'll be first to say I'm no attorney, if they're going to change their prices on any unit cost, then we have to rebid that. But we need to review that in-house prior to bringing that back to you guys to make sure that we're consistent with all state statutes on that.
What you've said is generally correct.
That may be the best thing I've heard from an attorney ever. Thank you. Can you make sure that's in the record? Any other questions?
Any questions? Thank you, Neil.
Thank you. I'll get with Adam and Tom in the next few days and have that ready for your next meeting.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
you.
Thank you.
Next, general orders, old business. The date for the COVID reopening of the town offices will be May 17th, 2021. Next, we have Everwood Estates report on annexation. This is basically for our record, but it looks like from what I'm seeing, this was annexed May 9th, 2006. Is that correct?
They're about May or July.
May or
That was
July
the
of
date of this letter,
2006.
but it wasn't a year and a half ago as people reported. It goes back to 2006. And as you can see, it talks about R2 zoning. We mentioned issues at sanitary sewer, but we've got that issue resolved. But it was 70 to 80 homes was the plan back in 06.
Yeah.
So it's a considerably less density now than what we talked about. So
Okay.
things have a way of working out. Later in the agenda, you'll have the, in fact, it's the next, later in the agenda, you have the ordinance to rezone the property. And I hand it out to you tonight.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the acceptance of resignation of Eric Schultz.
You already did that.
We already, okay.
There's no resignation to accept. It was vacant by operation of law since he moved out.
Okay. Next, we have ordinance 2021-10, additional appropriations.
You've already done that. Took that out of order, did it after the public hearing, so that's
Okay.
taken care of. That was
Next,
the Everwood.
ordinance 2021-11, Everwood Estates, rezoning property from RD to R2.
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance 2021-11, Everwood Estates rezoning of property from RD to R2.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
In the draft you have, there is one small typo in the therefore clause. It should be 36-7-4-608.
608, okay. Will the clerk take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye. Ordinance passes 4-0.
We need to suspend the rules.
Motion.
Correct?
Yeah, motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules to pass ordinance 2021-11 on second reading.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Debbie, they can still sign it because it's the second page. We'll correct the typo tomorrow.
Okay. I'll get with Jess.
Will the,
I got a note for it.
will
Okay,
the clerk take the roll?
sure. Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye.
Motion to adopt on second reading.
Now I need a motion to adopt on second reading.
So moved.
I'll second.
Will the clerk take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve, Alan. Alan.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, new business. We have 2021-01 CCMG agreement. This is for Edgewood, Schilling, Carnation, and Sycamore.
You forgot a
Yeah, there's a-
resolution. You
Yes,
skipped over a
20,
resolution, Alan.
2120.
Oh, excuse me. Resolution 2021-20, it's reimbursement of spouse's pension.
The resolution is actually a transfer. The clerk treasurer goes through what the reasons are, but this is just making it, if you will, a temporary transfer to pay some bills. Will be reimbursed by the state, and then we'll reverse this transfer. Debbie, you want to explain what?
Back
talking
on
about?
February 18th, I had to fill out a pension for people who are getting the pensions from the town of Dyer. And I came upon where something wasn't jiving in the pensions that two spouses were getting. So Jackie and I went over the numbers, and she came up with the same thing I did. We called Chief Heinen and Jim Pizant, who was the pension secretary for now. They came and looked at it, did some digging through all their pension minutes, and we came up that we shorted, not us, but it was shorted in the past. One was shorted from 2014 through 2020, and one was shorted from 2018 to 2020. Comes out to a total of $117,650.64. So we made a case with the pension board. We sent all the salary ordinances of these years. We sent all the minutes of everything from the pension board. We had conference calls with their pension board, their lawyers, their finance team, Dave, Jim, myself, and Jackie. And it's taken a long process, and we just got the answer yesterday. So what will happen is we're going to take casino money put into the pension fund to give these ladies their back pay. Once I have the minutes approved from this night, so we'll have to have another meeting, I'll send that with the resolution and both checks, and then I'll get the documents from the bank, and I send it to the pension board, and they'll give us the money back within 3 weeks. Usually when you pay out the pensions, we get the money from like 19, you get it in 20, you get it in 21. So we have like 200,000 coming from last year, but this is the first time it's happened in the state like this. And it was just calculated wrong by, two past employees that worked in the clerk's office, because Dave never has seen any of this paperwork before February 18th. So I haven't said anything because we had to do all of our proper policies and procedures going with the pension board. So now we just need it approved by you to be paid out. And I've talked with state, this was the easiest way, State Board of Accounts, to approve it with doing temporary loan from casino into the pension. And it will go back into the pension and then go back to the casino money, and you guys will be approving that also.
Okay. How many people did this affect?
Two.
Okay.
Dave, did you want to add anything into that I might have missed?
I think you covered everything for treasurer.
It was a good team effort by the four of us.
Just to add that these were spouses of widowed officers in the past that were in the pre-77 fund. So it's a pension that is prior to 1977. Therefore, some of the language is a little different than the current one. There happened to be the mishap on the figures and the numbers on how to calculate a benefit for a spouse of a widowed officer.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-20, transfer of funds pursuant to IC 6-1-1-18-6?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2021-20.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk treasurer take the roll?
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, new business, the 2021-01 CCMG agreement for Edgewood, Schilling, Carnation, and Sycamore.
This is the LPA agreement with the state. That is the next step in the process for this, as Neil discussed earlier. Streets are Edgewood, Schilling, Carnation, Sycamore. I think you said that, I'm sorry. Water will be contributing almost $1 million, and sanitary $24,000. Town's CCMG only matches the street portion and some of the storm sewer. We do the bid award, we'll have the final figures, but this needs to be done before we can go out to bid.
Okay. So, what action do we need on this?
You need to authorize yourself to sign, you guys need to sign it. And there, when you get to the signature sheet, there's, on the back sheet, there's room for one, so that should be Alan. Then there's what they call a supplemental sheet. Just pick a line and fill it out. Okay? So that's it. This is all you really need to do.
So I need a motion from the council.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021-01 CCMG agreement, including Edgewood, Schilling, Carnation, and Sycamore.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Will the clerk treasurer take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, we have asphalt road patching. Neil, would you want to? Okay, okay, Jeff.
So again, we actually got, have three, contractors with quotes for all these, cash flow projects around the town. Two responded, that would be a milestone contract for the lowest quotes, for $102,860.50. Again, these were for various areas that, they're not full road restoration, but again, these are areas that within a week of help the patching.
Okay. I need a motion to award a contract for street patching to Milestone Contractors North Incorporated, formerly Washington Kelly, in the amount of $102,863.50 to be funded by the municipal excise tax.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next, any and all.
Aye.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Mary Timm, Timm, to the Dyer Police Commission.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Any other business?
I'll make a motion to appoint Audrey Gunham to the Dyer Park Board.
Second.
Any discussion?
How do you spell her last name?
Gunnum.
Oh,
Will the clerk treasurer take the roll?
Bob,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Alan.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0.
both these individuals are filling various unexpired terms. I don't have the dates in front of me, but obviously for one's Bill's on the police commission, and then Sharon. Thank you. I'm going to say Susan. It wasn't right, but we'll correct those. I just had to document out the other day.
And since we took care of this park board and police commission positions, I'm going to cancel tonight's executive
Nothing to talk about.
Okay. Any other business?
Yeah, I'd like to, if I may make a quick announcement. I received on my phone a message from our president. He didn't text me, but our president, Joe Biden, said based on the CDC new guideline, if you are fully vaccinated, and it's been a couple of weeks, you no longer have to wear a mask in public or outside or inside, unless you feel like you need to. If your immune system's compromised, then by all means, please wear it. And those that haven't been immunized yet, please consider getting it. So having said that, I'm going to thank you, and off with my mask, because I've been fully vaccinated for several months now. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Councilman, we
Yeah.
need to set, I really don't want to wait until the next meeting for this minutes to be accepted so I can send them to the pension board, because I want the money to turn around quick. So could we have another meeting in between now and the next meeting?
Sure. How much time, Adam, do we need for?
Be 48 hours, so it's going to be next week. Pick a time.
Reach out and ask everyone about the schedule so we can get on. Thank you.
Should be about a 5-minute meeting.
if that, but we just got to get everybody
It'd be
here.
nice to be able to be here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It won't be a long meeting, but you got to be.
I'll reach out to everybody tomorrow. We'll pick a date.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Take a 5-minute break, then we will. 13th, 2021. We've already done the Pledge of Allegiance.
Got the night off.
We have the roll
Yeah, it
call.
is. It was beautiful last
Do we have
night.
any citizen input for the Redevelopment Commission? Next on the agenda, we have a consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the April 8th, 2021 Redevelopment Commission meeting and the claims totaling $742,677.44. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Bob,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, under general orders or old business, we have a vacancy as the vice president of the Redevelopment Commission. Do I have a motion to replace our vice president?
I'll make a motion to nominate Councilman Starkey as vice president.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
I love the
For what?
bipartisan.
On the, so what position for vice president at RDC?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was Eric's old seat.
I thought last meeting we voted to replace Eric already.
That was on the plan.
It was Plan
Oh, the
Commission.
Planning
That was you and the
Okay,
Plan
RDC.
Commission.
We're good.
Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Thank you. The vote was 4-0. Fire station update. Move in May 1st, 2021. Anything further on that?
Got a building plaque getting ordered. We'll have a little ceremony when we get it. And so far, so good.
Thank you. Glad to hear that. Update on property of 213th and Sheffield Speedway, June public hearing.
Adam and I are working on a notice and stuff. It's a little bit more complex than just a standard public hearing notice because it's part of the EDC. So we're gonna get some stuff done.
And the notice, we have to send notices as well.
Yeah.
You can imagine with corporate owners. that get
Okay.
kind of Detailed.
So we may end up with a second meeting in June or something, but we'll get it moving.
Okay.
It's been delayed.
I know everybody's looking forward to that.
That'll be nice. Next, we have change order number 7 for the fire station.
Let me get my paperwork. This is a parking lot light, and then we had to redo some work on the gutters and the snow guards. The snow guards were added. The gutter work was damaged during the blizzard, and they're not the contractor's responsibility. So that's what that's for. $21,491.
Do I have a motion to confirm the approval of change order number 7 in the amount of $21,491?
It's an additional parking lot light to make it a little bit better. That's what it was. It wasn't.
Where's that likely to go?
If I remember right, it goes just to the east of the building, if I remember right. We added a pedestal there to light up in the other area.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
You have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next on the agenda, we have resurfacing the DPW area.
There's a memo in here. We're asking the redevelopment commission to kick in $55,000 to take care of, to pay a little bit over half of the project. Most of the project is a wastewater plant, but this would help out the other 3 utilities without having to bear that burden. It's just got a map in the back. Some of it's gravel, a lot of it's just in bad shape. So it's been needed repair, but we've been doing construction down there, so we've delayed it, but it needs to get done. Jeff, you have anything to add?
Again, I think you pretty much covered it, but again, just, again, the red areas where it's gonna be basically a full road, the green areas where there's gravel, and the blue areas basically just resurface. So that's the majority of the area.
Do I have a motion to approve the Rice Riley bid at $101,970,000 to resurface DPW area with costs allocation as stated above, and our portion of it is $50,000.
55. And it's 55 from TIF.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. to approve.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Tom,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Any and all?
That's it.
Any update on the demolition of the old fire station too?
Well, since we just moved out, we're gonna strip it of, we got some equipment we wanna take out of there. We have a bid. So now it's
Right.
just a matter of us getting everything out that we need. We wanna get rid of the generator, which we're gonna take the generator and move it over here to the garage, to building services.
Okay.
And that's gonna have to bring in some outside people, I think, to do that, so. But it'll come down. And then we'll seed the area and
Okay.
put an auction, sign, for sale sign out front.
I know when we initially talked about that, since we're gonna tear it down anyways, either letting the police and fire departments
Well, they have access to it if they want it, but I'm not sure what training they could do in there.
eat it up for us.
But that happens on a routine basis. We don't need any, you know. They can tear it
Anything
down
else?
if they want.
Is that South Holland Excavating?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we could, just a reminder for the council to speak into the mic, and including you too, because people in the back are having a hard time hearing us. I know most use the mic, but when we do speak up, project, people in the back really want to hear what we have to say, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? We have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, voice vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good night.